Smoking is prohibited. And also as a courtesy to your fellow passengers, please keep any extended conversation, cell phone or otherwise, to a minimum. Now the first habitat belongs to our okapi, O-K-A-P-I, that large dark brown animal with the striped hindquarters and the striped front legs. And these animals are found in the wild in only one place in the world, a rainforest about the size of Kenya, located in the northeastern corner of a large Central African country called the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The rainforest is the Ituri rainforest, I-T-U-R-I. Western explorers first heard about these animals in the late 1800s. Thought they were some sort of a forest zebra because of those striped hindquarters. Didn't actually get to see that it was more like a giraffe. And sometimes there's another lady here where we can get a closer look. Looks like she has already gone home for the evening. But on the one in the other habitat, you can look back and you'll be able to see that it has the same shaped head as a giraffe. It also has that long 14-inch tongue, similar to those of a giraffe, called a prehensile tongue. It uses to browse the leaves and branches of the bug. Okapis are kind of rare in zoos around the world. The Dallas Zoo got our first couple of okapis back in the early 1950s. And now our okapi herd is grown to be the second largest in the nation. Now, if we were to move up to the northeast from that Ituri rainforest, about 1,600 miles, we would find ourselves on some mountainous areas along the Red Sea in the country of Egypt. And on those mountains, we would find these mountain goats. You can see the male mountain goat over there on the far left side of the habitat, the one with the big horns. And these mountain goats are called ibex, I-B-E-X. There are different kinds of ibex around the world. These are Nubian ibex, N-U-B-I-A-N, because they live around Nubia, the geographical area of the Nile River around Egypt, South Egypt. Those horns on that male Nubian ibex can grow up to a length of 4 feet. Each can weigh about 20 pounds. And these animals have suction cup-shaped hoofs, and this is what allows them to safely run across the rocks. 15 years ago, these animals were an endangered animal. That's the second level of threat in the wild, below extinct in the wild. The first level is critically endangered. And our conservation efforts over the past 15 years have reduced their decline in the wild to about 10% over the past 8 years, so they're kicked down to about the third level of threat now, a little bit safer as a vulnerable species in the wild. Now, about 1,500 miles straight south of those mountainous areas are some woodland areas in the country of Kenya. And in those Kenyan woodlands, we would find the largest species of zebra. It looks like they're all going to be over here on our right. We're going to, when we go around the curve here, we'll be able to get a close look at them. These are Grevy's zebras, capital G-R-E-V-Y-S. And these are the largest of the species of zebras in the world. They're probably also the largest horse-like animal in the wild in the world. And they're distinguished not only by their larger size, but they have narrower stripes than other species of zebras. They have that long black stripe along their back. They have larger heads and larger ears than other species of zebras. There was a French naturalist back in the late 1800s that distinguished these animals as a separate species. Named them in honor of the president, the fourth president of the Republic of France. Each zebra's striping patterns are unique to that individual zebra, just like our fingerprints are unique to each of us. Grevy zebras generally stay together in small, isolated two-bird groups, in contrast to the vast herds of plain zebras or grant zebras like we have over on our giant savanna area that we see stampeding across the savanna. In this next small habitat, there's a small antelope with tiny little horns. And this guy is called a red-flanked diker, D-U-I-K-E-R. The South African word that means diver. That's its behavior. Whenever it's frightened, it will dive into the tall grass. And next door to our red-flanked diker are two African cats. You can see them up here on the rocks, one on the left, one on the right. And those cats are called caracals, C-A-R-A-C-A-L-S. See, they have larger ears than other cats you've probably seen. And caracal is derived from a Turkish word that means the black ear or dark ear. Those cats also have longer legs than other cats of the same size. That allows them to outrun antelope for short distances, and can also reach up to 8 feet in the air, and knock low-flying birds out of the air with a few well-aimed blows their paws. But those two small habitats are just a brief reminder of that delicate balance in nature maintained by those two different kinds of animals. Grain-type animals or plant-eating animals like the red-flanked diker that keep our plant growth under control. And then the predator-type animals like the caracal cats that keep those plant-eating animals from overeating all our plants. And every animal does have its place in nature. Now the next large habitat is our river habitat, and this is characteristic of all the different river systems that run throughout the continent. The Nile, the Congo, the Zambezi, the Okavango, the Niger, to name a few. The Nile, of course, is the longest river in Africa. It's the longest in the world. The Congo is the second longest river in Africa. But it probably carries more water to the sea than the Nile simply because it winds its way through South Africa, which has considerably more rainforest. Africa has white pelicans, similar to those that we have along our Texas Gulf Coast. The gray bird with the white head that you see behind the island standing on the opposite bank, that is a blue crane or Stanley crane. That's the national bird of South Africa. And then about 5 to 10 yards beyond it, back in the woods, there's another tall white bird with black tail feathers and an orange beak. That is a white stork. White storks probably have the largest nest of any species of bird. They generally spend most of their year in Africa, but every spring they'll migrate north, sometimes to Europe, sometimes to Turkey, and they generally return to the same nest year after year and build onto that nest. Those nests sometimes reach a length of about 5 feet. And also back in the woods, keep an eye out for a much larger group of antelopes called waterbucks, W-A-T-E-R-B-U-C-K-S. These antelopes weigh about 400 pounds. They have brown, shaggy coats and a little white circle around their rumps. Waterbucks are a species of antelope wherein only the males have horns. So we just have nothing. We have only females here at the female waterbucks. Now further downstream, you're going to see a lot of mallard ducks. The male mallard, of course, has that green head, dark green head. The females are kind of brown, usually they're camouflage whenever they're nesting. Now these are local residents, but it's appropriate for them to be here. There are mallard ducks in Africa, primarily along the northwestern part of the continent, countries of Tunisia, Morocco, along the Mediterranean Sea. I see a larger dark bird with a long neck and a long bill over on the rock. That is a white-breasted cormorant, C-O-R-M-O-R-A-N-T. And that's a diving bird. They dive up to depths of 20-25 feet in the water. They'll catch fish underwater at those depths, bring them back to the surface to eat. Now the bird sounds that you heard, those were the calls of our white-faced whistling ducks. You saw some small ducks down here with white faces. We also have some bulbous whistling ducks, F-U-L-B-O-U-S, and those ducks are about the same size. They don't have white faces. They have blue web feet, blue bills. Bulbous whistling ducks are probably the most widely scattered of any species of bird around the world.